NASA has awarded Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works a $247.5 million contract to design, build and flight test a low-boom X-plane that could lead to a new era of supersonic air travel in the next 3 to 5 years, according to a Lockheed Martin press release on Tuesday. The experimental aircraft is scheduled to take to the skies in 2021 with a top velocity of 1.5 times the speed of sound, or about 990 miles per hour, 1,600 kilometers, at an altitude of 55,000 feet, Lockheed said. While the jet will only have room for a pilot, it will test design principles that soften the sonic boom. "It is super exciting to be back designing and flying X-planes at this scale," said Ji-won Shin, NASA's Associate Administrator for Aeronautics. "Our long tradition of solving the technical barriers of supersonic flight to benefit everyone continues." The news comes less than 2 weeks after President Trump signed the federal budget deal, which funds the Low Boom Flight Demonstrator (LBFD) program, according to Space.com. In the budget proposal, the Trump administration noted that the X-plane would open a new market for U.S. companies to build faster commercial airliners, creating jobs and cutting cross-country flight times in half. With the funding in place, Lockheed Martin will build the full-scale experimental aircraft, combining NASA's Quiet Supersonic Technology (KSST) into the airframe's design. It has been over 40 years since the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, banned commercial supersonic travel over skies of the United States, and subsequently, other nations such as Europe followed suit. However, the X-plane is expected to reverse the decades-old ruling, by utilizing NASA's KSST technology that would dramatically reduce the noise from a sonic boom. This piloted X-plane would be built specifically to fly technologies that reduce the loudness of a sonic boom to that of a gentle thump. Ji-won Shin, Associate Administrator of NASA's Aeronautics Research Mission Directorate, said during a news conference today. The X-plane would start test trials over select cities across the United States in mid-2022, and NASA will ask the people living and working in those communities to tell us what they heard, if anything, Shin added. NASA will then compile the data from the human subjects, and submit the scientifically collected human response data to the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, so they can use the data to change the current rule that completely bans civil supersonic flights over land, Shin said. The maiden flight of the aircraft is scheduled for summer 2021. Shortly after that, NASA will conduct Mach 1.4 flight test at an altitude of 55,000 feet over 50 square mile testing areas in the American Southwest, said Popular Mechanics. At 940 miles per hour, the X-plane is projected to create a sound about as loud as a car door closing, 75 perceived level decibel, PLDB, instead of a sonic boom, said Lockheed Martin. Compared to the Concorde, a retired British-French turbojet-powered supersonic passenger airliner, the X-plane would have a 31% reduction in noise when the aircraft breaks the speed of sound. If everything goes as planned, NASA and Lockheed could usher in a new, quieter era of supersonic air travel, with commercial service available sometime in the mid-2020s if God wills it. Like and share this video on Facebook and Twitter if you agree. Don't forget to support this channel by clicking on the donation link down below and subscribing so you never miss any of our trending reports. What do you think about this report? Scroll down to comment below. Now if you are seeking the latest trends in fashion, and electronics and gifts and more at the best prices, please feel free to visit www.atthesmall.com. Once again, that is www.atthesmall.com.